Answering Kennedy's Call, and it's a compilation of essays from Peace Corps volunteers, non-Filipinos, who were stationed in the Philippines. Parker Borg, one of the co-editors?
That's correct.
Yes, of the book. Hello and welcome to Kababayan, LA. Such amazing stories indeed within the book. What made you decide to come up with something like this?
We were actually at Karen and Raleigh's house in Pasadena about 2 years ago, and we looked ahead and we saw the 50th anniversary of the Peace Corps is coming up. What should we do to commemorate it? And we thought back and we said, okay, there were a lot of us who went to the Philippines, and we all had very different experiences between 1961 and 1963 in similar villages doing the same job.
Right.
And so let's see if we can get a lot of essays about them. We found 170 people who had gone to the Philippines in those years, and we got essays from 95 of them to put in our book.
And Karen, you were one of those who went to the Philippines. I was just asking Parker earlier, what made you decide to heed the call? What made you decide to go there?
I had always been very interested in volunteer work and adventure, and I was at the University of Nebraska, actually an officer in the Young Republicans Club when Kennedy came, and I was in journalism, and I was sent to interview him. And then when I heard the call, which Parker mentioned earlier, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, I said, this is it. I want to go.
Right, you were hooked. But then when you sign up for the Peace Corps, you don't know where you're going to get stationed at, yeah?
No,
yeah.
I have no idea.
Okay, so when you found out, where were you hoping to go first? I'm sure you had, like, countries that, you were thinking you probably wanted or preferred.
I probably was thinking of South America or
it's
Africa. No, it's just because of books I'd read when I was a child from the library.
So what was your reaction like when you first heard that you were going to the Philippines?
I was excited. I didn't know much about the Philippines, but fine, I'm willing to go to try it, whatever it is.
Right, and this was between the years 1961 to 1963. A lot of the viewers are watching us right now. They may be not familiar with the Philippines back then. I myself, was not yet at that time. And even if I don't think I would have gone, I went to a place where you were assigned to. Where were you stationed at?
I was in the Bicol area, in a small place called Libon.
Libon. Okay, can you describe to us how Bicol or Libon looked like in those times?
Well, first of all, we trained in Los Baños. We took a train for many, many hours to get from Los Baños to Manila to the Bicol area. And as we arrived, I believe it was at nighttime, it was a third-class train where there were no comfortable seats or air conditioning.
And you said many, many hours.
Many hours.
I'm already enjoying the experience. Okay.
And then we got off the train and we saw this beautiful Mayon volcano. And we thought we were in paradise. Several hours from Legazpi was the little town of Libon Albay, where I was assigned for the next 2 years.
And how was the people like? How were the people like?
The night we arrived, there were armed guards in front of our house and a crowd of people. And we were very uncomfortable. The next day, we dismissed the guards.
You must have stood out, looking the way you do, very non-Filipino, in a place where there's, it's Filipino. People are shorter, darker, brown eyes, brown hair.
One of the interesting things was that many of the Filipinos couldn't tell us apart. They thought all of the Americans who'd come to live in their village looked exactly the same, and they'd mix up our names on a regular basis.
Really? That's interesting. So when you look back, aside from those stories, what do you recall fondly? Like your most memorable experience in the Philippines?
My most memorable experiences were always with people doing Filipino dances at fiestas.
So you know how to dance a tinikling?
I learned the tinikling, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
And when we had a 25th anniversary of the Peace Corps, I did the tinikling again.
Impressive.
I don't think I can do it anymore.
We should bring in the bamboo
bring
sticks
those
now.
bamboo.
Yes. But what about the food, Karen?
Oh, I loved the food. In fact, I gained 20 pounds the first year because we were told not to say no to anything, to just at least try
Because it's in the culture.
Yes.
Yes, because we prepare so hard for guests, and if you say no, we take it as an insult. And plus, you have to finish. You always have to bring back a clean plate as well. But see, your story is not only adventurous, it's as adventurous as the others, like Parker's perhaps, but yours is actually more romantic than the others, because you met your husband in the Philippines while doing work as a Peace Corps volunteer.
Yes,
Yes.
I did.
Can you tell us a little bit about that love story?
Not all the details.
Okay. I was in Lebone, and the only way of communicating in those days was by telegram. So my roommate, Martha Alshouse, got a telegram saying, come to Legazpi tomorrow. And I said, oh, gee, well, have a good time, Martha. And she said, no, come with me. And I said, I didn't get the telegram. She said, come on, you're supposed to go. So we went, and when we arrived, we learned that Sergeant Shriver, who was director of the Peace Corps, was arriving to visit with volunteers. And of course, the custom in the Philippines is that you must have a welcome program.
Right.
So a welcome program was being planned by Rolando Santos, who had just arrived to teach.
And Rolando Santos actually ended up becoming Karen's husband, and we're going to meet him when we return on Kababayan LA, plus the rest of their love story when we return to